We are now going to look at sketching an inverse from its original function. So I'm going to give you one function, and you are going to need to sketch its inverse. Of course, one thing you can do, if you have a sheet of paper, is you can literally fold it along this line, like what I like to do sometimes if I get a little bit lazy, but I like to play the old elementary trick where I really like darken this in pencil, really make it dark in pencil. And then I literally fold my sheet of paper along the line y equals x, along this line right here, and then rub the back of my paper, and you should be able to see kind of at least a little bit of a sketch of the part that the pencil left behind when you unfold your paper. So that literally is one way to do it. It's hard to show that on your smartboard, but you seriously can do it. Do that. The other way would be to pick a couple of points and actually reverse them and get its inverse. Okay, so for instance, this point right here is 0, 5. So its inverse, if you switch it around, would be 5, 0. And now I'm going to plot the point to 5, 0, which would be over here. Okay, I'm going to check a couple of points. This one right here is negative 3, 2. Its inverse, when I switch it around, would be 2, negative 3. Okay, and I really probably don't need any more than that, but that's how you would sketch this one. If it's a line, it's pretty easy to do. Okay. Here's a parabola, and you have to check its inverse, and probably you need to get some key points off of here to check its inverse. This is a little bit tricky. You certainly can fold it over the line y equals x, trace it with your pencil, draw on the line, fold it, and sketch it from there. It might be more accurate to kind of do the inverse of some key points. So obviously the key point, one of the key points is to do the vertex. Okay, so the vertex here is the point 0, negative 2. If I switch that around, then I have negative 2, 0. So the inverse of 0, negative 2 would be negative 2, 0, and I'm going to plot that right here. Okay, then I'm going to pick just some points that are really easy to switch. Like this one right here happens to be a perfect coordinate. I could have picked any one, but that is the point 2, 2. If you switch that, you're going to get 2, 2. Okay, so 2, 2 will end up right here. And then of course this is the point over here, negative 2, 2. And if you switch negative 2, 2, then it becomes 2, negative 2. And 2, negative 2 is down here. And now you can kind of see that your parabola will go like this, and that will be the inverse. And if you want to sketch it more accurately than that, of course, you can draw in the y equals x line, this line right here, and fold it across that line and match it up that way. Okay? And here's another little tricky one, but there's some key points to this as well. And you want to just make sure that you get enough to draw the sort of shape that you need. So I would probably find the inverse of these 3 points right here and do it that way. Okay? So this far left point over here is negative 1, 0. When I switch that, I will have 0, negative 1. Okay? This middle point right here is 0, 1. When I switch that, I will have 1, 0. And this upper point right here is 1, 2. When I switch that, I will have 2, 1. Okay. So this is maybe a little bit tricky to see. This one I think it's helpful actually to draw this line in here. At least it is for me. To figure out which direction my curve is going to go. I know it has to fold across that line, so I know it's got to be symmetric around that line. And so for me, it's helpful to see that, ooh, I have to go out and in and back in order for that to be symmetric. And it'll look something like this. Okay? And we're sketching here, so I don't expect them to be totally perfect, but they should be close.